There are new updates and additional speculations surrounding the team after the trade that occurred today. This topic was discussed in detail, and we hope you took some time to check out the video about it. Since we recorded this segment, we have received more precise information, which include a 5th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. It has been confirmed that one of these picks is one of the compensatory picks for the team, while the other is one of the 7th-round picks from the Patriots. The trade results in the team moving to the 117th overall pick, while the Patriots will make their selections at the 171st spot, representing a drop of 46 positions compared to the approximate value of a pick early in the 6th round. This is a relatively low cost, especially considering the potential acquisition of a new backup quarterback. At this time, it is still uncertain whether the team has completed all its moves. There have been several indications that more than one trade is being considered, although it seems the offer for the 5th-round pick has been in discussion for some time. Will the team move forward with another trade? Share your opinion with a 1 for yes and 0 for no. One name that has been mentioned for a while and continues to be relevant is the Packers cornerback. The team still needs help in the secondary, and the situation with this player remains unresolved. The Packers general manager commented on the matter, stating that they are still evaluating the situation. He acknowledged that the player is a valuable addition to the team and that there is time to resolve the situation and decide what is best for both him and the organization. A significant investment has been made, and it is essential that the team ensures they get something of value in return for this investment if the player is not contributing to the team's performance on the field. Honestly, I initially thought he would have been released by now, which would have allowed the Packers to save a significant amount. The relationship has been somewhat tumultuous, with its ups and downs over the past few years, despite him standing out in the playoffs last year and the previous year against a rival. Unfortunately, even with his undeniable talent, there are complications that need to be resolved. This relationship has faced several challenges. There have been both highs and lows regarding him in recent years, with a notable performance in the playoffs last year against a rival. However, despite his undeniable talent, there are serious concerns. The main issue is his health. When he is in good shape, he performs excellently, but he has faced long periods of inactivity over the past 2 seasons. In 2024, he missed a significant amount of time, and the same applies to 2023. He did not play at all in 2022 and was absent for nearly the entire 2021 season. This represents a relevant problem. I believe that the injuries and the inconsistency in his availability are reasons the team has considered moving on, but they are clearly reluctant to part with him without receiving fair value in return. This situation may serve as leverage to retain value and get something in exchange. However, at the moment, it does not seem like anyone is willing to negotiate a trade. The financial impact is considerable, along with potential additional bonuses. At this time, he is set to receive a significant amount. This amount reflects the financial impact for the team, minus just over $500,000 in incentives that do not financially impact them, as they are likely to remain unearned. This is a significant financial commitment. The team could save just over $7.5 million at this moment, or $17.5 million if they decide to cut or trade him after June 1st. Additionally, he is set to receive an unguaranteed amount in 2026. This is a considerable sum. The team has the financial capacity to make this work. I believe a player like him would fit perfectly into their needs, capable of playing the outside position or shifting inside when necessary, and he possesses the intense personality often seen in confident cornerbacks. However, the financial aspect presents a challenge. So, would you consider trading for this player? Share your thoughts with a yes or no in the comment section of today's discussion. It is the highlighted comment in this video. If an ad appears here on the platform, take a minute to reflect and share your opinion. With the future of this player still uncertain, I am truly interested in him for the team that is looking to strengthen their roster. The highlighted comment in today's video is quite intriguing. Therefore, if any advertisement pops up here on YouTube, pay attention to it. With the future of certain players in Green Bay uncertain, there is real interest from the Dallas Cowboys regarding them. They seem to fit perfectly with the current needs for the quarterback position, at least on the field. When healthy, These players remain effective, significantly contributing to the defense. However, the financial aspect tends to be a considerable concern for the Dallas Cowboys and their approach. This also explains the lack of a trade-up until now. A sum of $17.5 million is significant. There is uncertainty as to whether the Packers would be willing to absorb some of this cost, as they could simply release the player. Therefore, this situation should be closely monitored, especially with the third day of the NFL draft approaching. If a high-level pick could have been secured, a trade would likely have already happened. Depending on the Cowboys' decisions or omissions regarding cornerbacks in this draft, a player of this type may still be in the plans, even if he is cut or considered a trade candidate, given the possibility of some kind of salary coverage. Recently, there have been several discussions about the player's performances. For example, there is a potential impact of a certain receiver on the receiving yards of another player, while it is also suggested that there may be a decrease in a quarterback's rushing yards due to a change in strategy. A new NFL draft projection with 2 rounds was recently released, and this scenario seems quite close to an ideal outcome for the Cowboys, remaining within the possible. In the first round, selecting a wide receiver from Arizona is strongly supported. Although he may not have the same speed as another player, his production is significantly higher, averaging over 100 receiving yards per game over the past 2 seasons. He shows an impressive ability to make plays after the catch, especially considering his size and physique. Putting aside comparisons with other athletes, he stands out as one of the best wide receivers in this draft class. Moving to the second round of this projection, a running back was selected, aligning perfectly with a preference for explosive players. While some may prefer more robust runners, there is a clear preference for those who can generate significant plays in space. This running back embodies that explosiveness. Pre-injury comparisons with other players were made, and a comparison with a renowned player also applies. The goal is not to overload him with too many carries in a single season, but his performance was notably impressive given the circumstances. Observations from last season were quite favorable. Additionally, he stands out as a running back on third downs. My admiration for Henderson is quite significant. I see that the union between Henderson and McMillan forms an excellent partnership. So, what is your evaluation of these 2 early picks? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section of today's discussion. For me, this is a great sign. I really value this combination. You secure a primary receiver and still acquire a solid running back. During this period leading up to the draft, we have been dedicating time to examine how this player fits the team's goals. It is uncertain if either of them will be available, and I am not sure if this will happen, but it is interesting to note that the NFL website mentioned these 2 players, Vic Mill and Henderson, in its 2-round dream mock draft. While it is an ideal scenario, sometimes it materializes and other times it does not, but both picks seem very logical. An analyst who previously collaborated with a well-known media outlet and is now at another, highlighted in one of his recent videos that there is great interest in a possible pick at the 12th spot by the team. I totally agree with this idea. I see McMillan as an outside threat, given his ability to make plays after the catch, his physical build, and his ball skills. I believe he would be a great pick at the 12th spot. Whether he is the first or second receiver selected, I would fully support this decision in the first round. Additionally, we will have live coverage of the NFL draft here on the channel, so make sure to tune in for more information on the team. Now, let's talk about the 30 visits news. A reporter from Draft Network revealed that a player has a scheduled 30 visit with the team. This is the 6th confirmed visit, by the way. He has primarily been playing as a tackle, but I'm convinced that his future lies at the guard position, specifically as a right guard candidate for the team. The intention to bring him in for a visit is clear. With his impressive arm length and zone blocking experience, he fits well with the team's interests. He is no longer the athlete he was initially ranked as, and while I don't consider him an elite player, he has difficulty recovering after being beaten. Moving to the guard position may actually benefit his style of play. I see him as a solid option for the second day of the draft. The team clearly shows interest in certain players. He is no longer the athlete he was previously listed as. I don't believe he is a top-tier athlete, but I think Even though he isn't the best at recovering after being beaten, shifting him to the guard position could be a good solution. I see him as a strong pick for the second day of the draft. Now, talking about the 30 visits, other athletes being evaluated include a player from a prominent university, another from an institution in Texas, and an edge player from a university also in Texas. I recently learned that a player updated the way his name should be pronounced. The quarterback from a university is also conducting his 30 visit today with the team, according to an update I saw. Another athlete is a safety from a university in Texas. These are the players we know have participated in the visits so far. Additionally, the off-season training sessions have already been announced. The team could have started activities as of April 7th, but they decided not to, possibly to allow the head coach to focus on draft-related matters. Thus, activities will begin on April 14th. The OTAs are scheduled for May 19th, 20th, 22nd, 28th, and 30th. In June, the OTAs will occur on the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, followed by the mandatory minicamp, which will take place from June 10th to 12th. It is worth noting that after the draft and before the OTAs in May, there will also be a minicamp for rookies. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The NFL world was rocked by Aaron Donald's retirement in March 2024, leaving fans and analysts wondering if the dominant defensive tackle had truly played his last down. However, whispers of a potential return are now swirling, this time in the colors of the Dallas Cowboys. With Jerry Jones known for making bold moves to elevate his team to Super Bowl contention, speculation is mounting that America's team is preparing to make a blockbuster offer to lure the three-time Defensive Player of the Year back onto the field. Donald, widely regarded as one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history, walked away from the game, citing a lack of desire to continue training at the highest level. But as training camps approach and the Cowboys look to solidify their defense, insiders suggest that conversations have quietly begun behind the scenes. The Cowboys, who have struggled to take the next step in the postseason, could see Donald as the final piece to transform their defense from elite to historic. One major factor fueling these rumors is Dallas' need for a dominant interior presence. Despite boasting star edge rushers like Micah Parsons, the Cowboys' defensive line lacked the sheer force that Donald could provide. His ability to wreck offensive game plans and create opportunities for teammates will be invaluable in a loaded NFC. With Donald's competitive fire still burning beneath the surface, a short-term deal, perhaps for a single season, could be enough to tempt him back. If a return materializes, it would undoubtedly shake up the balance of power in the NFL. The Cowboys, perennial contenders but postseason underachievers, would instantly become one of the most feared defenses in the league. The thought of Donald teaming up with Parsons and Trayvon Diggs is enough to send shivers down the spines of opposing quarterbacks. Could this be the move that finally takes Dallas back to the Super Bowl? For now, nothing is confirmed, and Donald remains officially retired. But in the unpredictable world of the NFL, retirements are rarely set in stone. If there's one franchise that could convince a legend to make a comeback, it's the Dallas Cowboys. And if Aaron Donald steps back onto the field in his star-studded navy blue jersey, the entire league will be put on notice. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.